uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! G'day YouTube, welcome to the Quick Guide series for PUBG Mobile weapons. Today's video is about the SCAR-L, the 5.56 World Drop AR. I'm going to tell you about the stats, I'm going to tell you about the good, the bad, the best attachments, a little bit about how to use it and how I use it, the meta, where it sits, and everything in between. Let's rip. The SCAR-L is a 5.56 AR with a little damage twist, and we're going to go into that in just a tick, but 42 damage to the chest, 95 to the head, and 18.4 limb damage is where we start. It's got typical 5.56 AR stats with 638 rounds per minute, rate of fire, 909 meters per second bullet speed, and a time to kill of 0.282 seconds. Now that damage twist is where we're going to start the good. 42 base damage is 1.1 base damage more than an M416, which every man and his dog runs. That means that you hit the 25 base damage time to kill boost. If you're running an M416 and you're hitting a level 2 vest, you're doing under 25 damage, which means it takes 5 shots to clear the vest. If you're running a SCAR-L, you're doing over 25 damage, which means it takes 4 shots to clear the vest. That's a 1-shot difference in time to kill. 4 versus 5, and that can be the difference between winning and losing a big battle. It's also a wonderful weapon for allowing loadout versatility. You can run this with anything. It plays really, really well with others. It's great. You can run it with a DBS even, or an S12K, and just run it as a shotgun for your beautiful stairwell fights in apartments, and then spray from the top deck with the SCAR-L at people at school. Or you can run it with a bolt-action sniper rifle and use this for all your wet work in the close. It's a very, very good weapon to add balance to the force, which brings us to our third good point with the SCAR-L. There are certainly things you can do to maximize it, but plug-and-play ability is just brilliant. You can put a laser sight on it and it'll still work. You can put an angle grip, a vertical foregrip, you can put a 6x, a 4x, run it with a canted sight and a 3x. Like, there's not a lot you can do that won't fit on the weapon, whereas with a lot of guns, they need something to make it work. The SCAR-L just works straight out of the box every time. If there is a weakness with the weapon, it is that universal utility that it brings. If you're running the SCAR-L, you can quite often end up in late game situations where you're running the SCAR-L as your primary CQC weapon and you're running into people who are belting you with MG3s or Grazes or even, DBSs. So you're running SCAR-L and a UMP, and you run into people who are running AWMs, and you can't manage that peak fight. So that versatility is great. It allows so much in a solo squad setting, but in a squad setting, you may want to hone in more on a loadout that is defined. And that's where the SCAR-L isn't the greatest. Hand in hand with that is the concept that 5.56 ARs don't have quite the punch of their 7.62 cousins. So you're going to be ADSing a lot to make sure that all your shots hit. It doesn't have the hip fire versatility of an SMG. It hip fires better than a 7.62 AR, but that doesn't mean that it's great at it. So you're going to spend a lot of time looking down the scope rather than moving side to side and ducking and weaving, and that's cool. But if that's a weak point, and I guess when you're searching for weak points like that, you're really talking about 5.56 ARs. In terms of attachments, a very straightforward muzzle brake if you're on a map that has a shop, compensator for AR if you're not. You can run a flash hider on it as a preference after those two. Flash hider is great if you're hiding and you're a snake and you want to lie in the grass and not be seen and still get some recoil management. In terms of lower rail attachments, the angled grip if you're on an area that doesn't have a shop, the ergonomic grip if you're in an area that does have a shop and you can purchase it. Angled and ergonomic give great horizontal recoil control. Vertical recoil control with the 5.56 AR is a cakewalk. If you can't handle vertical recoil, you're doing it wrong. And that's all the vertical foregrip does, is give you vertical recoil control. Single tapping, light grip at range, but I mean, it's not hard. Just use an angle grip or an ergonomic grip and thank me later. The meta for the SCAR-L is M416, a little bit of sauce. That's exactly what you get. You get an M416 with a little bit more blunt force trauma with that extra 1.1 damage, a very easy recoil profile, a very good bullet speed, and it fits everyone's gameplay style. You can run this thing till the cows come home and it will never really let you down. It's a workhorse gun, it's a workhorse AR, and it's a gun that you should be very, very comfortable with. If you're not, get on the range, sort it out. Run the SCAR-L, like it's just a winner. It's an absolute winner. And it's the gun that I only really drop if I'm running for either a AUG or a 7.62 crate weapon. Other than that, this thing is my staple. Thanks very much. I hope you're enjoying these quick guides. Remember to like the video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you back here real soon for more PUBG Mobile action. I'm Bushka, you're the humans. Look after yourselves and stay safe on the battlefield.